We're Team Brain Power, and this is our final presentation on finger puppet management. Our group is made up of Michelina Siameneka, Jenna Dare, Bryson Wales, Alexander Lawden, Garrett Greca, and Matthew Emmerich. We all contributed to ensure the completion of this course-long project, and we worked well together because we all cared about the learning management concepts. We as a team had to create a TV show with an original plot teaching managerial concepts in a unique way. The idea throughout this project was what will showcase managerial topics while also holding attention, and our group did just that. Utilizing real-world scenarios to display our story, we came up with the concept of a local bar in St. Pete called 270 that everyone knows about. What everyone doesn't know is that the owner and his bartenders also run an underground gambling ring that they make a ton of money off of. The bartenders don't say anything because they like to gamble after work and take money from a couple of drunks. The owner, however, needs a new bar back because his business is going so well. He hires a young kid named Jack. Jack right away knows this is illegal, but doesn't want to give up his new job where he makes good money. He is forced with the dilemma of upholding his integrity and perform his duties with credibility. Our target market is mostly young adults entering the workforce. Our goal is to show them that managerial situations happen all around us. We hope to educate in order to make the transition from school to the real world smoother. Sit back and watch Jack learn about all his first job. Jack, the barback that John hired, is the main character of our story. Forced with making the decision of whether or not to do the right thing, he's a hard worker with no criminal record and is generally a likable person. Jack somewhat keeps to himself and always gets his work done. He gets along well with his coworkers, but when he discovers startling information, he starts to have second thoughts about his new position at 270. John, the owner, runs a couple bars in the area, but the location of 270 is the most profitable. John is a very outgoing guy who loves what he does. Running a few local bars keeps him quite busy, and John understands that keeping his customer happy no matter what it takes is the key to a successful business. John is a great manager to his workers. He listens to his employees' thoughts and concerns and is a very good problem solver. Daniel, one of the bartenders that John hired, is the right-hand man to John and really likes Jack. Daniel and Kevin are considering branching away from 270 because they think they can make more money. John thinks everything is going smoothly at 270, which makes the operation much easier to run. Daniel's problem is that if he is unhappy with just making a few $100, Daniel is just always hungry for more. Kevin, who is the other bartender, he's the schemer of the group and also the most intimidating. Jack is scared that if he goes to the authorities, Kevin will be the one coming after him. Kevin has a criminal background and is 6'5". He has tattoos covering his arms and is known by the ladies as a bad boy. Jack is very intimidated by him, but he's the only one who hasn't really warmed up to him. Kevin is constantly telling Daniel that he's not sure if they can trust Jack. Kevin is also known as the enforcer of the situation, meaning if anyone needs to speak to the manager, they speak to him. We cover managerial roles and responsibilities, management environment, and social responsibility. We cover organizational structure, motivation, leadership, and trust, individual behaviors, and decision-making and planning throughout the workplace. This is just a summary of each episode and what we cover in each episode. In episode 2, it covers social responsibility and management environment in the workplace. In this episode, Jack has learned of the illegal activity going on in the bar and must make a decision regarding whether he should end the gambling ring by telling the police and quitting his job, or if he should just go along with it. Jack knows what is right and has the proper techniques to help him solve the issue. We cover social responsibility in this episode by putting Jack in the situation where he's unsure if he really needs to go to the authorities and tell the police and do what is morally right, or if he should, be a whistleblower and go to the authorities, or if he should keep his head down and just continue to work and participate in the illegal activity. In episode 4, it covers motivation, trust, and leadership. John has been away taking care of the other establishments he owns and has left Daniel and Kevin in charge of running the bar. They have been dismissive to guests, which is harmful for business, but have also been increasing the amount of time they spend gambling in the meantime. They use intimidation to ensure Jack is not a problem for their side business. We cover the concepts through showing how putting faith in the wrong employees and giving the wrong people more power can be harmful to your business. Managers must be able to set an example of integrity and be able to motivate their employees to do the right thing even when they are gone. John himself is involved in the gambling ring and therefore has failed to set a good example for his employees. Understanding management concepts heavily relies on individuals knowing that managers don't just have to be huge corporate bosses. Having the right foundation within a small business can lead to success on major levels. Our group concluded that we learned a lot more in this semester than previously thought because we were able to apply the concepts from this course to our group work and even personal life. Understanding the course content will enable you to take the first steps to becoming a great manager. For the future managers taking this class, I would say establish a good work schedule early and make sure that the idea you have can be built off of. Work together and try to make sure everyone is doing their fair share of learning. So far, Michalina and Alex are the two people in our group that were the most proactive about the assignments. Alex does a great job at planning and dividing the work between all of us. Michalina always makes sure everything is done on time and people know what they have to do. The rest of the group does what they are assigned for that week and they do it right. Everyone always made sure to do their part and complete it to their best potential that we could. We turned in a lot of work on time and received very good grades, so we did very well throughout this project. Communication was sometimes difficult in our group. There were a lot of people who felt it was not necessary to reply to messages or let the group know if they can't finish their work or part of their assignment on time. This greatly affected our schedules and our ability to get work done, so we recommend that group members are honest with what their workload and are willing to contribute the most that they can. We learned that there are people who are hardworking and can go out of their way to make sure the team is successful. Another thing we learned as a group is that making decisions as a team is hard. There has to be one person who always makes the final decision, or nothing gets done. We worked better when one person decided the schedule and divided the work for that week's assignment. Having set due dates for parts of the assignments helped us be more effective in getting everyone involved. At the end of the day, it is a group project and we all have to be involved in it. Overall, I believe we worked very well together, and once everyone realized how much work was involved and how important communication was, everyone stepped up their game to make sure they completed their part and communicated effectively with the rest of the team. Recommendations to future students. To other groups, we would suggest taking your time at the beginning to make sure everyone knows their responsibilities. Following our reflections on what we did and didn't do should help as well. We all learned a good amount about management and teamwork during this project. Another recommendation that our group has would be work ahead if possible. Every week, you're assigned different parts of the assignment that will help complete the final presentation as a whole. And if you're able to work ahead and complete different parts of the assignment before they're due, you'll be a lot more relaxed and you'll have a lot more time to make sure that everything is put together nicely and everything is accurate. Another recommendation that we have for this class is to read the feedback. The professor and the TAs always give effective criticism that helps people and students learn what they did wrong, what they can fix, and what they should improve on in the next round. So it's very easy to learn what you can do and what you can do better and what you shouldn't do so that your grade can benefit from this. Overall, we learned a lot in this course, and the amount of group work within it was very helpful and it was different than anything that we have experienced, and we're grateful for the experience.